July 3, 2026. Like, let's just paint a picture of two wildly different scenes unfolding at the exact same moment. So we start in New York City. The cameras are flashing like a strobe light. The crowds are just, completely frozen behind police barricades at Madison Square Garden.
Which is usually known for, like, legendary boxing matches.
Right, or sold-out rock shows.
Yeah.
But today, it has been completely transformed into a literal, physical, secret garden.
Yeah.
And then we smash cut across the Atlantic Ocean to London.
Oh, this is the part that just gives me chills.
Yeah, a lone figure is standing on stage at Wembley Stadium. 90,000 people fall dead silent. And he leans into the microphone to sing this stripped-down acoustic breakup song. I mean, could this be the biggest pop culture collision of the year?
It's certainly the most cinematic. The contrast between those two moments is just, it's unbelievable.
Welcome to StarScope Report. Join Jordan and Jamie as they uncover Hollywood drama, music industry shakeups, and viral influencer scandals. From red carpet surprises to social media controversies, we dive deep into the stories behind the fame.
And we have so much to get into today.
We really do. Welcome to this custom-tailored deep dive, designed specifically for you. Today, we are unpacking a massive stack of sources. We're looking at the fairy tale wedding of Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce, the absolute viral frenzy caused by Harry Styles on that exact same day, and a deep psychological rabbit hole of fan conspiracy theories surrounding all of it.
It's a lot.
It is. Okay, let's unpack this, because we have to start with a headline that sounds like a Mad Libs game come to life.
Oh, boy.
Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce just tied the knot in front of 1,000 guests at Madison Square Garden, and the ceremony was officiated by none other than Adam Sandler.
You really just can't write this stuff. I mean, looking closely at the coverage from CBS News and The Guardian, it perfectly encapsulates this couple.
It really does.
It's the ultimate blending of ultra-high-end Hollywood glamour and this very grounded, almost goofy, relatable energy.
Yeah, and to fully appreciate the madness of July 3rd, we kind of have to look at the timeline. Like, it all traces back to a friendship bracelet.
Right, a failed friendship bracelet.
Exactly. Travis Kelce went on his New Heights podcast, and he was completely unfiltered. He complained that he was, quote, butthurt, that he didn't get to meet Taylor before her Eras Tour show in Kansas City to give her a bracelet with his phone number on it.
Which is just wild to think about culturally, like a tough, Super Bowl winning tight end adopting the vernacular of teenage pop fandom just to shoot his shot.
Right, totally bypassing the normal channels.
Yeah, you don't send your publicist to call her publicist. You just broadcast your mild annoyance to millions of podcast listeners and let the sheer viral momentum of the internet do the heavy lifting for you.
And the algorithm delivered it right to Mama Swift.
Yes.
Because in the Disney Plus docuseries, The End of an Era, Andrea Swift basically admits she played matchmaker.
I loved that part.
Me too. She saw the viral clip, called up her cousin who knew about the Chiefs,
Yeah.
and essentially told Taylor to, look at this guy. Fast forward to their engagement in August 2025, and then her album, The Life of a Showgirl.
Right, where she spent an entire record planting the seeds for this exact day.
Yeah, dropping football references on the track Wood and dreaming of a domestic future on Woodlist.
The narrative build-up to this wedding was just unprecedented. They essentially crowdsourced the anticipation for 2 years.
They really did.
Yeah.
And the culmination of that anticipation was Madison Square Garden. Get this. Adam Aron, the CEO of AMC, actually tweeted and then very quickly deleted.
Of course he did.
Right. He tweeted that the inside of MSG was transformed into a secret garden, complete with large photos of the couple at every age. And the fashion was just out of this world.
Oh, I mean, Dior, right.
Yeah, both of them wore Christian Dior Haute Couture, designed by Jonathan Anderson. Taylor was dripping in Cartier jewelry and wearing custom Christian Louboutin shoes.
Whoa.
And you have a guest list with Ed Sheeran, Gigi Hadid, Bradley Cooper, Stevie Nicks is performing, Austin Swift is the man of honor, Jason Kelce is the best man. But I have to question the logic of the venue choice for a second.
Okay, how so?
Well, if you're wondering how they kept a 1,000-person guest list totally quiet, a giant arena doesn't seem like the obvious answer. Isn't that like hosting a cozy, intimate family dinner in the middle of the Coliseum?
I mean, on the surface, yeah. We assume a private island or a quiet beach is the ultimate luxury for a wedding, right?
Right.
But for a billionaire pop star and a highly visible athlete, a beach is a security nightmare. Paparazzi in boats, drones in the sky, long sightlines for telephoto lenses.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah, Madison Square Garden is a fortress. If we look at the architecture of privacy, MSG has subterranean loading docks. Armored cars and tinted SUVs can pull directly into the belly of the arena, far away from the street-level public.
Wow, okay.
They tap into closed-circuit networks, impenetrable security protocols, and they control every single inch of the perimeter.
And they took that security a step further, too, by enforcing a strict no-phone policy. Like using those magnetic yonder pouches for 1,000 A-list celebrities.
Which is the ultimate luxury in 2026. The ability to exist in a space without being perceived by a lens. Plus, as Taylor pointed out in the docuseries, they both go to work in stadiums. That environment is incredibly familiar to them.
Right, right.
To us, MSG is the Coliseum. To them, it's just the office. Oh, and they even handed out party favors featuring the lyrics from Blank Space, so it's gonna be forever.
Okay, that's actually hilarious.
There is a very wry, self-aware sense of humor operating there. They know their own mythology, and they are playing with it in an arena-sized venue.
But while Taylor was utilizing Madison Square Garden to completely control her narrative, someone from her past was across the ocean doing the exact opposite.
Stripping it completely bare.
Exactly. Wait till you hear what came next. And, hey, if you're loving these Hollywood twists, make sure you're subscribed. We've got even crazier stories ahead.
The timing of this next event really highlights the incredible tension between controlling your image and letting the public run wild with it.
It really does. The headline sweeping YouTube right now is, Harry Styles sent fans into a frenzy hours before Taylor Swift's wedding.
It was inescapable on the timeline.
Totally inescapable.
Correct.
So for background, Taylor and Harry had this brief, incredibly intense romance back in late 2012 and early 2013. It only lasted a few months, but culturally it left a massive footprint.
A huge footprint.
Yeah, it inspired some of Taylor's biggest hits, Style, Out of the Woods, and Harry's songs Perfect with One Direction and his solo ballad, Two Ghosts.
And that footprint never really faded because both artists kept referring back to it in their work.
Right, so it's Friday, July 3rd. Harry is wrapping up his massive Together tour residency. Just hours before Taylor says I do in New York, Harry changes up his set list.
Oh, man.
He pulls out Two Ghosts. Now, everyone knows this 2017 song is about Taylor. But he doesn't just play it. He strips away the backing track.
No music at all.
None. It's just him, singing a cappella to 90,000 people. Same lips red, same eyes blue, same white shirt, couple more tattoos.
To perform that specific song on that specific day without any instrumentation to hide behind it forces the audience to focus entirely on the lyrics and the emotional delivery.
And here's the twist that absolutely broke the internet.
You ready for this one?
According to the Express Tribune and Times of India, Harry was actually invited to the wedding.
Wait, really?
Yes. He had this massive concert conflict, so he couldn't go. However, his fiancée, Zoë Kravitz, who happens to be Taylor's quarantine pod buddy from the pandemic.
Right.
She was at the wedding. She's in New York, rocking this black mesh dress with gold and silver beads, celebrating the bride, while her fiancé is in London singing a breakup ballad about that exact same bride.
It creates such a fascinating juxtaposition. You know, Zoe is participating in the controlled, joyous narrative in New York, while Harry is creating a totally uncontrolled, melancholic narrative in London.
And the internet commentary channels like Unfiltered Fame on YouTube noted the fan base is split right down the middle on this.
Oh, I'm sure.
Half the internet thinks it's iconic, like the ultimate, intentional, cheeky wink to pop culture history.
And the other half?
The other half thinks it's incredibly petty to pull focus on your ex's wedding day. But looking at how fast this spread, taking away the backing track feels like a calculated move to feed the social media beast.
What's fascinating here is, if we break down the mechanics of modern virality, what Harry did was actually a masterclass in algorithmic manipulation.
I'll explain that.
Well, when a pop star sings a cappella in a stadium, they aren't just giving a raw performance, they are providing the internet with a clean vocal stem.
Oh. He practically handed a toolkit to every video editor on TikTok.
Precisely. The algorithm favors remixable content. By isolating those specific lyrics without any background music, fans can instantly extract the audio.
That is so smart.
Yeah, they can layer his vocals over sad piano music, they can mash it up with Taylor's own songs, they can use it for lip syncs. He basically weaponized the lack of production.
Yeah.
In the modern celebrity ecosystem, nothing happens in a vacuum. Harry knows the history of that song. He knows what day it is. It highlights how celebrities communicate with the public and with each other through their art. It becomes this dialogue played out in stadiums.
That's like they're speaking a language only they fully understand,
Oh.
but they're using a PA system that reaches the whole world.
Exactly.
And that's not even the wildest part. Later in the deep dive, we'll talk about a shocking twist nobody saw coming. A massive subset of fans who believe this entire wedding is a tragic cover-up.
Yeah, the transition from analyzing PR strategies to analyzing how fans interpret those strategies is where things get genuinely complex.
So we are diving into a fascinating piece of academic research published in ScholarWorks about a community known as the Gaylors.
Okay.
For this deeply devoted group of fans, the wedding of the decade wasn't a fairy tale at all. It was a tragedy that they felt morally obligated to stop. Now, before we look at the mechanics of this, we need to state clearly that we are looking at this purely through the lens of academic research and sociological analysis.
Right, absolutely.
We are not endorsing any of these viewpoints, nor are we taking sides on the validity of these claims. We are simply reporting on the cultural phenomena documented in the source material.
And the foundation of this community's belief system is the idea of the coded message.
Right. The research focuses on fans who believe Taylor Swift is secretly queer. They believe she has been forced to maintain a facade of heterosexuality for her entire career to protect her marketability.
Okay.
According to this theory, she leaves intentional Easter eggs in her lyrics, her music videos, and her outfits, like wearing pink and orange bodysuits that match the colors of the lesbian flag, to signal her true sexuality to those who are paying close enough attention.
The academic paper introduces a critical concept here called the parasocial savior. In the eyes of this community, a figure like Travis Kelce isn't a husband, he is a PR beard.
A PR beard, wow.
Yeah, he represents the oppressive forces of heteronormativity being forced upon their idol.
And the sources gave a very specific example of how this lens completely changes perception. During the Eras tour, Travis joined Taylor on stage. He was dressed up, putting makeup on her face before a song.
I remember that.
Yeah. The general public saw that as a cute, supportive boyfriend moment. But the Gaylor community analyzed that exact same footage and argued it was proof he was, quote, dressing her up and making her perform like a puppet.
That's a vastly different interpretation.
It really is. And this whole situation reached the boiling point when the New York Times actually published an op-ed sympathizing with this theory.
I remember the backlash to that.
It was intense. Swift's own associates forcefully pushed back, calling the speculation invasive, untrue, and inappropriate, and saying it reflected a Taylor-shaped hole in people's ethics.
Wow, that's a strong statement.
It's wild to me that fans feel this intense need to, rescue a billionaire they've never met. It almost feels less about Taylor and more like they are projecting their own lived struggles onto her.
Actually, the academic term for that specific psychological mechanism is homophily.
Homophily.
Yeah. It essentially means finding comfort and deep connection with people who share your traits, your background, or your anxieties. Many fans in this community identify as queer themselves.
Okay, that makes sense.
When you are closeted or when you face societal repression, seeing your own struggles mirrored in the most famous woman on earth validates your existence. She stops being just a pop star and becomes a vessel for their own survival strategies.
So by saving her, they are symbolically saving themselves.
Exactly.
But I mean, the jump from feeling a connection to demanding an intervention is huge.
It is. And the paper connects this escalation to a rhetorical theory called the fourth persona.
Okay, wait, break that down for me. The fourth persona, let's translate that. It's basically like an inside joke between two friends at a crowded party, right?
Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
Like the author is speaking to the whole room, but they throw a specific glance or use a specific word that only that one friend understands. Everyone else is oblivious, but you two share this collusive, silent bond.
The key word there is silent. Historically, the fourth persona involves an audience that receives the secret textual wink and keeps it to themselves. But the Gaylor phenomenon introduces what academics call an agentic turn.
So the agentic turn is when one of those friends at the party suddenly decides the inside joke is actually a literal cry for help, and they call the police.
That is a perfect analogy. Because these fans feel such a profound parasocial bond fueled by homophily, they refuse to stay silent. They view these perceived Easter eggs not as fun puzzles, but as desperate SOS signals.
Right.
The simple act of believing the theory transforms into a heavy moral duty to expose the truth and liberate her from the forces controlling her.
It makes you wonder, when an Easter egg hunt crosses the line into writing our own fan fiction about a real human being's life, We're taking real people and assigning them roles as heroes and villains in a story they might not even realize they're starring in.
It's a very fine line.
Stay tuned and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss what's coming next as we wrap up this incredible story.
Pulling back to look at the entire scope of these sources, the billion-dollar wedding locked inside a subterranean fortress, an X weaponizing the TikTok algorithm with an acoustic ballad, and an entire internet subculture convinced the whole thing is a tragic PR cover-up. It just paints a vivid picture of the modern entertainment landscape.
It really exposes the paradox of what we expect from fame today. We demand our celebrities be entirely relatable open books. We want the intimate documentaries, the raw behind-the-scenes footage, the songs detailing the granular specifics of their heartbreak.
But the moment they make a choice that deviates from the script we have collectively written for them in our heads, our immediate assumption is a glitch in the matrix.
Exactly.
The vulnerability we demand from them is only acceptable if it matches our expectations. If it doesn't, we assume it must be a conspiracy, a PR stunt, a cover-up.
We spend so much time analyzing the outfits, extracting the cappella audio, scanning the guest list, and looking for hidden meanings in the stage blocking. If we become entirely convinced that a celebrity is constantly leaving us secret coded messages in their art to escape a manufactured reality, does that mean we've actually stopped seeing them as living, breathing people? Have we just started treating them as interactive puzzles that we feel entitled to solve?
That is such a fascinating point, because we are either consuming the massive spectacle at Madison Square Garden, or we are demanding the absolute quiet intimacy of an empty stage at Wembley. Either way, the public is the one demanding the performance.
You've been listening to StarScope Report, where Jordan and Jamie uncover the stories shaping Hollywood, music, and pop culture. Thanks for tuning in, and don't forget to subscribe for more stories that keep the stars shining.